This is Justin AMZN on Monday, May 3rd, 2021, taking the 5 minute. So I've got it rolled back here to about an hour into the day, and actually, no, 50 minutes into the day. And we had the open was a very small gap up right back into the resistance that we were at from where we had kind of rolled over again here. And yeah, we just dropped. Came back up, retested, pushed up through the 21, started to roll over. Right here, I'm in bearish. So I'm in to the 33.50 put, got in 7, a limit buy of 7 and a stop at 6. It had just bounced off that price. That was the level it was holding for most of Friday. So yeah, really good level. And then this candle happened and I got stopped out. It came down to 590. And then this candle came in and it bounced off of 590. Yeah. And you can see here, this just dropped on the call. And so we'll fast forward all this. Yeah, it just dropped. It kept going. So I got stopped out. I was out of it. I got to watch this from the sideline. I was in at 7 and on this candle and got stopped out. It sucks. What I was going to play was I had my target at 10. It barely touched 10 here. I mean, I don't even know if I was still in, if it would have sold here. But it moved so quickly that I would have canceled that target and moved that up. So 7 plus 8 is 15. So I would have set up my 8-hour target per my plan and gotten my stop at 10 as quickly as I could. Well, that would have worked right after this candle. So I would have had my stop at 10 and literally, like half an hour after moving the stop, it would have, I'm sorry, half an hour after canceling the target would have hit my 8-hour target. Would have kept running. This kept going. It, yeah, just kept going all day. And I got to watch it. What's really crazy is what I was looking for it to do right here happened again right here. We got to close above the 21. We came right back down to it, and then we actually continued lower. You would have had to switch to a different option. So here, let me just point this out before I switch, because we're not going to, there's the tool. So getting on this candle, looking for this to drop right here, getting in on this candle, looking for it to drop right here, which it kind of did. It actually went sideways. So, this is the area we're looking at here. This is the area we're looking at here. And I'm going to leave that drawn on. I'm going to switch back to this and go look at the 3,300. Whoa, what did that just do? 3,300. Okay, there we go. So because I was looking at this later on, and yeah, so this came down at this same price, came down to $8, which was a really nice. Here, let me draw again. Why does it keep wanting to do that? All right, let me get the drawing tool. This is a really, really nice consolidation. Here's the apex right at $8, comes right back into $8. And it's not as significant as this direction, this kind of move. Like that would have been looking like this. And instead it was more like this. But still, this is a setup you could have been getting in at 8. Same setup, it looks the same. These first two candles here and here really look the same to me. And I've been staring at this all day because missing that, getting stopped out of that by the smallest of margin, it just bugged me all day. So watching it go and putting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bearish candles in a row. It's like it didn't even give me a chance to retest. I mean, so yeah, technically here it retested with an upper wick, and here I was looking for a bullish candle to, look at another option, going out a little bit further away and playing it off of, like a bearish. So getting a bullish candle on the 5 in here and getting a bearish candle on the put through here. So yes, we did get a bearish candle here, but it didn't match up with any bullish candle in here. And at this point, I was looking for a bigger retracement into like the 21, which again, didn't come till over here. And when I was doing that, it didn't quite come back down to the $8 price. So this was consolidating more. So let me get rid of all these different lines. So this consolidation, like this was actually, let me see if I get this straight. This was actually kind of like this and like this. And it actually didn't break down till further over here. Much different, significantly different angle than this one. So, but still, could have set this up to get in at 8 and get out at 11, which I think would have been over here. Let's see, get back to the drawing tool. 11. So it hit 11 over here. I don't know if that would have filled, but that would have been a really great place to get out. Would have gotten my R back, all that jazz. So yeah, we've got some selling. We had a lot of these pivots here around like the 33.25, 33.30 price. I think that's where we're going to head next. I think we'll drop through the 21 on the daily. So the 21 exponential, let's just zoom in on this, is at 33.50. So we're not far from that. I think we'll pull it. I think we'll drop a little bit further. I think we'll get back down to 33.25, and then it should slow down a little bit. Maybe even get a bullish candle come back in, and that should drag the 21 down slightly if we do get a close down here. And then 3300. I mean, 3300 is even possible because that is this support. But a lot of these, well, not a lot of them, but some of these patterns, what we're setting up to do is like a head and shoulders on the daily. We've done a bunch of them through here. So, I mean, the last one was this. If I could draw it straight. Okay, it was like this. Like that. So if you see here, here's shoulder, head, and then another shoulder would be like that. So there may be some sort of bouncing. People are going to get in. I'm not even saying it's going to turn into a head and shoulder. I'm just saying we've done a lot of them. You know, here's another one. The start of one, this one turned into a bigger shoulder, and that actually made a higher high right here than right here. So that was no longer a head and shoulders pattern. We did one here, ran way up here, head and shoulders. This one actually broke down. But I mean, there's a ton of head and shoulder, depending on how you draw these. Here we go. This goes way up, comes sharply down, goes back up, back down, back up, back down. There you go. There's a ton of head and shoulders throughout all of this time frame. I think we're setting up to another one right now. And that, if we do come down and then get a bounce and then come back down, I think we're headed for like where this line is. I think that's our next area to come back down to. And then we'll see what we do. We've also done some inverted head and shoulders here. So I think there's just some bigger pattern. This one's like a double right shoulder. So here's a shoulder and a head and a shoulder. That's the inverted one. So I think that's what we are setting up to do. Obviously, we have to come back down, make a neckline, bounce, get some people buying, trap them by coming back down. All that still has to play out. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying we're doing the same sort of a pullback, and it actually makes a lot of sense to do that. I was looking, like I talked about the other day, I was looking at kind of the waves, and I'm not great at counting waves. There's way better people. Like if you follow the link in the description, it'll take you to someone who knows a lot about wave patterns. So like LA waves. So this is like a wave 1, which I can't even draw it right. A wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what follows would be an A, B, C correction. And that would, I think that would take us back into this channel. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So that's the daily, and I guess we'll see. So let me say one more thing about that. If we do have a bigger pullback like that, down here would be a good place to, you know, have a lot of that selling come in and retrace around. Like, I mean, let's see. So we got up to near 3,600 from like 3,000. So roughly 50% is 3,300. Coming back down to like 3,150 that would be like a 75% pullback from here. So it's not quite a fib level, but 3,200 would be closer to a 66% pullback. 61.2 is another one of the fibs. So around this area, this line's going to keep going up. If this goes quickly, then sure, come on back down to this area. Yeah, once it comes back down here, and there's a lot of bearish candles, and one of those bigger bearish days would be a good place to possibly sell some puts down here. So if that's something you're into, selling puts, again, follow the link in the description. There are people there who know all about that can help you get educated on it. I was talking to somebody out of selling a put today saying there's probably going to be some more selling. Today is the first lower high and lower low out of the last over a week. So we did, this candle actually made a higher high and higher low than this day. Let me just zoom in on this. There you go. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row of higher highs and higher lows. We did a lot of that through here. We had to rest, but right now we're selling off from an all-time high. So I think we're going to put together more than one day of lower high and lower low. If we get some inside days, that could change. We could have, like this day could be like this, big day and then an inside day. And that would not be a lower high and lower low. It would just be a lower high. That's entirely possible as well. I think we'll come back a little bit further into this, where this was happening here, and then put in some sideways and possibly bounce. So I'm picturing this once we get down here and coming back up to the shoulder. So that's what I'm picturing. It may not happen. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Here's about where we started, and hope you learned something from my losing day trade. And losses are going to happen, and you just got to learn from them and move on, and make improvements to your plan if you can. So I'm working on that. Hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.